Ilé jàǹgbà. Mo ti pe nọ́mbà ẹ̀ títí láti jẹ́ ẹ̀ka. Mo tó pe lánàá.
Hello. Hello.
Dáadáa ni. Okay. Okay. Ajẹ́kẹ̀gbọ́n. Ọmọ ní ìgbọ́pọ̀.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. I can hear you, but there's some background noise coming
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah. I step out of my hotel. I came for a meeting.
Okay.
I thought it was we are going. It's going to be 7:30. So immediately, Shola told me. I said, okay, let me do it. Even I still have some of the people I'm having with meeting with me here.
Hmm.
Because I moved back, maybe I will be like 15 minutes or something late. So don't mind the
Okay.
background noise will not reflect uh, in the live Facebook. Okay,
Okay.
but can you hear me very well?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, great. Thank you, Babajide Makoli. And let me say that for those of you that are watching us now, and for as much that are going to still watch this podcast, this is another opportunity to learn and to pick one or two insights that will shape you going forward. It doesn't matter, maybe you are into entrepreneurship or you are into one career or the other, or you aspire to move into academics, uh, or maybe you want to even travel outside Nigeria to seek for one or two opportunities. This I brought someone that is will I call him a multi-talented, multifaceted, multi-driven, a multi-passionate guy. He's of course he will introduce himself, but he's somebody that his work has transcended across board, from business to entrepreneurship to academics to mentoring quite a lot of people, most especially young Africans, Nigerians, abroad. And this is very, very interesting to me. So I felt that doesn't matter, maybe you are still young or old, you are going to pick quite a lot of insights in today's conversation. I'm going to be spending quite some minutes with him, and I believe he's going to inspire one or two persons. So thank you very much. My name is Bankole Olale from Speaker Bankole. So Babajide, thank you. So can you just quickly go ahead? Uh, Let me meet you.
Okay. Yeah. So you are actually not a stranger to me. We've known each other for years now, right? From the politics in FUTA, SUG, SRC, and all that. You were my speaker. So when I was in the SRC. So I always say that every time. I will never stop saying it. So, well, I'm Dr. Babajide Milton Macaulay. I'm a lecturer in the Department of Biology, FUTA. I've been lecturing in FUTA since 2012. I was taken as a young chap after NYSC. I took the job not because there was no work. I took it because I loved teaching and research. Okay, and that meant I needed to sacrifice life in Lagos because I'm also a Lagosian. That meant I needed to sacrifice the life in Lagos and end up in Akure for my career. That was a really bold move, which I was willing to make. Looking back after 12 years, I'm happy I made that choice. So you can have any arguments you like that if I had sat down in Lagos, what would I have done? Would I have joined a private organization? How will my career have gone? Would it have been better than now or worse? We will never know, but I'm happy with the decisions I've made. Um, so apart from my work with FUTA, where I specialize in environmental sustainability, so I teach both undergrads and masters, environment related courses. I also run some organizations outside of the school. One is Illumania. Illumania is a digital platform that is like an educational consulting firm where we train students, graduates, and business professionals on a wide range of academic affairs, but particularly scholarship, application guidance. Okay. And in the last 5.5 years of running this organization, I'm proud to say that we've helped more than 270 scholars across Africa. Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Botswana, Kenya, South Africa, Liberia, Sierra Leone, 7 African nations. And then I got an award from the Oni of Ife for this in 2021. By the way, that award is an award you don't apply for. They find you. So because I always put my contents online, they were able to trace, see what I do. They realized that there's a large social impact with what I do. And they contacted me and awarded me alongside some brilliant other people. So in 2022, I then created a second startup by chance because I wasn't even planning to. It was supposed to be an assignment in a school, an entrepreneurial school. It was supposed to be like a classwork, and the classwork turned out to become a pitching competition where they asked us to take it seriously. And I did. I put up my team, we pitched. They didn't let us know that there will be cash prize at the end. By the end of the day, we saw the panel of judges. There were whites among them. Then we realized, wow, it's a big thing. And before we could blink, we won the competition and got a cash prize of 2.5 million. So I used to say that Wadi, this second startup, is a miracle startup because I didn't even have to bootstrap. The day we pitched it was the day we got some money, So, and after that, we went on to win some other grants in total of about 15 point something million, which has actually helped us to run the organization effectively or the company effectively. Wadi is from Yoruba. It is Iwadi, to investigate, to Wadinko. It's a research tech platform where we aggregate research labs. And then if you call us, if you are a final year student in STEM, maybe you are an undergrad, a master's or PhD, and you're working with samples and you need an equipment to process your samples, but your school doesn't have that equipment. Don't bother yourself, just give us a call. We have aggregated labs already. Once you give us a call, we find the lab closest to you that has got that equipment. And then we send a logistics team to your place to get the samples from you and send it to the lab. It will be analyzed and the results will be sent back to you by mail without you having to leave your school at all. So that is exactly what we do at Wadi. But as we run it within a year, another service came up because some clients will call us and say, okay, they need this equipment to analyze the samples. Then we connect them to the equipment, we run it, we send the results. But they call back and say, okay, so I need another help. Now that you've analyzed the samples and I'm going to put the writing together, I'm not sure of how good I am at writing because I want to publish this work. Do you have a research writing support? Then we would say, oh my God, no, we don't. And then the first person said, second person asked, and I had to put my team together that we need to create another service, which is a research writing support that we call Publish It. Okay, so alongside the samples that you send, that one is called send sample. Okay, that one is called send sample. The second one is Publish It, and this is a research writing support where if you have the raw draft of your research work, you have written everything, but it's raw, you don't know whether it's good enough for publishing, just bring it to us like that. We have experts, about 24 of them across the globe, which we handpicked. They will go through your work based on your discipline. They will go through your work, readjust everything, realign, rework, and turn it into a manuscript and hand it over to you so that you just go ahead. We even recommend a journal that you can send it to, and then you send it to that journal. Hola, job done. So that's the second service that we render under Wadi. So yeah, that's technically what I do for now. There are some other things, but I want them to be complete before I start putting mouth into some other things I'm into. But I'm always into a lot of things. But for now, just see me as an academic in Futa who runs Illumina and Wadi. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I think awesome, awesome. You know, I know quite a number of you guys. I know you are so much loaded. So if I have to leave you guys for like 2 hours, 3 hours to unleash what God has deposited, it's not going to. Even some of you guys can probably write maybe an encyclopedia, even by yourself. That is uh, very intriguing. One of the things I've known you for from school days is that you have been very, very multitasking. Uh, very, very multitasking. When you are on campus, you did student unionism, you still went ahead. Of course, quite a number of you. It's quite very interesting that no, quite a number of you, despite the fact that you are heavily involved in student unionism in those days, you still went ahead to graduate with first class. And not only that, you did not stop there, having your master's, having your PhD, and not only that, you did not stop there. Quite a number of your colleagues, or a few of them, have gotten the same laurel that you have, maybe in some other countries of the world. And for one reason or the other, they decide to not come out to impart. People impart, young people leverage on social media to also inspire, educate, and expose people to some of these opportunities that you guys have been able to get. And I'm trying to bring quite a lot of you out, even some of you that are quite shy, and some of you that are being on the in on this space, trying to do what you know how to do best. Uh, I will deviate from your successes to ask you when you wake up every morning, uh, how doing all these things for humanity, impacting people, how do you feel? uh, each day you wake up, how what keeps pushing you? Have you gotten to a point that you ask yourself why you are doing what you are doing? You got exhausted, you got tired and discouraged, uh, or what keeps firing you if you are always someone that is being fired? Is there something like an external? When during my master days, we did a course around human psychology, and there's a lot of conversations around intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. What motivates you on an average day when you wake up from the bed to keep pushing, to keep inspiring people, to keep contributing your own quota to humanity?
Yeah, that's a very good question. As a matter of fact, I think you are the first person that will ever ask me that kind of question, to tell you the truth. And I've been on many virtual interviews. We are the first person to ask me about my state of mind, my health, and all that. Is always talking about the result, outcome, result. But what about the person doing these things? Is he okay? Is he fine? So that's a really good question. Now, the truth of the matter is, I'll probably associate most of the things I do to the kind of family I came from or I come from. So I come from the Macaulay's family, popular. You all know the Macaulay's from Lagos Island. So one thing about my family is we are very big on legacy, significance, a life of significance, legacy. Right from a child, my father will be telling you the names of your great grandfather, your grandfather, and the several national impacts that they've had. Names of streets named after them, named after them, currency. There is one of them that is on a coin. So they they tell you all these things, and in your mind as a child, you're already telling yourself that I would like to do something like that, or even outperform most of them and do something great. Because sometimes growing up, I get asked every time when they see my name, are you related to Herbert Macaulay? I got tired of the question. Oh, you guys should leave me alone. So one day I told myself that they have to stop asking me about these questions so that they will not ask my kids the same question. The question they will ask my kids is, are you related to Babajide Milton Macaulay? So for that to happen, that means I have to do something that is extraordinary so that for my kids, they'll be proud to say, yes, he's my dad. So that they won't take them back to, are you related to Herbert Macaulay? Leave that man alone. He's done his bit years ago. All right. So knowing that I'm being raised in a family like that, inside of me, I've always known that I have to do something that will I have to do something that will outlive me. It will outlive me. That's after I'm dead. Whatever I've done will just have a life of its own. And maybe that's the reason why the energy I have is quite unique. My friends have called me that I'm an ox because of the way I do things. I'm supposed to rest. I won't rest. I'm going on. The engine is always kicking. I'm always on the move. I can do two, three, five things at the same time. But I will not lie to you. There was a moment of disappointment and a moment that I almost regretted. Okay, and what happened? I returned to the country and I taught a class, 100 level class. And the class was so good. The students, about 1,500 of them, they were clapping their hands. They were so happy. I finished and I was fulfilled that I've done my job. I was walking to my car. And then this young girl, she followed me. When I got to my car, she asked, I really enjoyed your class. I said, thank you. She said, that's the first time I've witnessed the entire class concentrating and clapping because it's a very large class. I can't control them all. But because of the way I put fun and excitement into my class, everybody, including those at the back, they were literally raising their hand to come and answer my question in front. So everybody were engaged. So she said, that's the first time I've seen that happen. I really, but why did you come back? You should not have come back. You should not have come back. I was looking at her and I was really confused because I didn't know how to let her know that, wow, wait, if I didn't come back, how would you have enjoyed that session? Can't you see that I came back for you? Right? So on my way home that day, I felt really bad. And why I felt bad is I keep asking myself that those I'm making sacrifices for, do they even realize that I'm making sacrifices for them? Or they see me as a big fool for coming back? Because I'm back here and I'm making sacrifices and doing everything I can to ensure that they do well, they progress, the lectures are great. I'm putting in my 101%. But the same people that are supposed to be enjoying the classes, and they are enjoying the classes, but they keep looking at me like I made a stupid mistake. So I keep asking myself, these set of people, do they deserve the sacrifice that I've made if they can't even see that they are the ones benefiting most from it? So that was the first time I actually felt that way. Okay, but I snapped out of it fast. I snapped out of it fast, and the reason is that I had to tell myself that, look, Babajide, if you are doing everything you are doing so that you can get some accolades from people, then you've missed it. Just keep doing what you're doing and have this peace of mind that you're doing the right thing. And that's why I've maintained the energy. And the funny thing is that somehow, if you are consistent in what you are doing, the reward will come. And when the reward started coming, I think I got more energy, to continue doing. Because the reward started coming, I got um, uh, recognized by one of the most influential kings in the country. Um, Not only that, I got recognized recently by the Commonwealth Scholarship Commission. They wrote a piece on me, a whole piece on me. I was really, really so happy about that. And most recently, the BBC came down to Akure to interview me in my office, and that was aired on channels. So yeah, my gradually I'll get there because the world is watching. They are taking notes. So if you remain, consistent in what you do, everything will pile up. Like just 2 days ago or so, a student wrote a piece and said he got a scholarship to the US. And that happened because he was on the first edition of my training, 2019, 2020, when I did it. And he wrote it there that I was on his first edition. That's how I knew everything about the scholarship. So it's almost like a full circle moment for me where I looked at, oh, wow, when I did that thing back then, I was just doing it, but looking back, people have been impacted, so that's enough strength to keep going. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. If I'm not putting you on a hot seat, but I'm going to ask you quite a number of questions, and
Okay.
I will appreciate. I have so many things in my mind I want to ask you. I will appreciate you can be brief with me. Uh,
Okay.
uh, there is nothing like experiencing paradigm shift. If a young person or an old person in whatsoever category he or she might be today have not experienced a mind shift. One of the biggest challenges that an average Nigerian or African has been uh, issues with the mind. Uh, one of the things that I want to believe transformed you over time and shape you uh, has always been working on your mind. Uh, if you have to paint a picture or a scenario
Mm.
where a young guy that came up from a very poor background probably do not have as much intelligence, IQ, brilliance. See, I don't know how your brain is being wired. I did not graduate with first class, so I don't know how first class graduates' brain are being wired. Uh, but I know when it comes to intelligence and brilliancy, not everyone has the that capacity. And you have been doing a lot. You wear quite a lot of cap. Like I said, you are very multitasking. From being a lecturer to a researcher, you're an entrepreneur, uh, and you are a trainer, a consultant, building quite a lot of people. You are from, I see you quite a number of time online. You jump from one speaking event to the other across the country, physically, virtually, and to me, that is very, very exceptional. Uh, your strength, your energy level is very high, and of course, it's like some of us too, very energetic, and we can be quite restless and everything like that. But there are people, both young and old, that do not have that same strength. They don't have that same opportunity, even most especially growing up. I was reading the news just this afternoon after I finished a meeting when the executive secretary of TED Fund was saying that federal government should introduce tuition fee to the university. I can't but imagine even some of our leaders when a lot of kids are even struggling. Some of them are at the verge of dropping out or not dropping out because of fees and everything. How will you inspire someone like that? It's not really maybe a weakling doesn't have somebody, doesn't even have opportunity to get someone to mentor him or her, but he has a phone that can jump on a conversation like this, and he's feeling very guilty that he's not that intelligent like Babajide Macaulay, he's not that brilliant. It might not be right for him or her because he doesn't have those internal capacity to push to that standard of success. What message? Uh, if you can do that for me in 1 minute, I will appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries at all. I believe strongly that we are all gifted. There's something that we have that by nature God has given to us. There's something you know how to do better than the next person. The question exactly is what is it? For me, that's how I chose my career line. Okay, and I'm doing well at it now because I used to, teach my mates in school, and then they will tell me, oh, we really enjoyed your class better than even the lecturer that taught it. We now understood it. That's how I knew that I should return to academia. That was the indicator I needed, and I returned. So I will tell you that find yours. There is something that makes you exceptional, something that makes you different from the rest. And the funny thing is that search for the indicators because they are there. Your friends must have told you, but maybe you are not just paying attention. They must have told you, or you yourself, you even know what it is because you find ease in doing that thing. You find ease. It could be as simple as speaking, talking. Okay. So once you find what that thing is, My next advice to you, thank God that you can access this. You have a phone, so you can access this. So, my next advice is now find Google career paths that are associated with that skill. There are loads. You will now start making your assessments and start reducing them. Start reducing them. Start cutting them off based on availability, resources, ease of going into them. Eventually, you can now shortlist two or three. In my opinion, that's what you should concentrate on. You these days, you don't need lots of things. You can even be self-taught. You can be self-taught. So please make use of YouTube, watch some videos. See, I will tell you, for someone that is not what's the word I'm looking for, that maybe doesn't have access to the opportunities that I've had. Once you have a phone, then you have an opportunity, because there are some people that don't even have anything at all, including phone self. Nothing. They don't have anything. So I would probably say take advantage of social media as well. Take advantage of free trainings. Sometimes there are free trainings on Coursera, on LinkedIn, on Future Learn, so that you improve your knowledge and gradually you make announcement of the things that you do on your platform, because your social media page is a free marketing tool. I used to tell people this thing every time. Your social media page is a free marketing tool. So you just put forward the thing that you then do and be doing it consistently, be putting it out there consistently to the point where anybody that knows you will associate you with it. For example, me now, once somebody says I'm looking for a scholarship guide, though, people just start mentioning my name there. Why? Because in the last, since 2016, that's a whole lot of time. I've been consistently delivering the same thing, which is scholarship, 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 to the extent that some people have a wrong mindset about me online. This guy is too serious. Everything is scholarship. He will book. He doesn't have a life, and I'll be laughing. If not that, the speaker here, he was my speaker when I was in the SRC, you know, told you guys that, look, I was in student union. Many of you will be hearing this for the first time of your life, because in your mind you think na book I just dey read for footer, book throughout. But I'm not. I'm an all-rounder. Okay. But the reason why I always use my platform for scholarship is that it's my free marketing tool, and I've been able to leverage it. And that's why today I can put out a training and 80 people will apply, 60 people will apply. So in your own case, I would say leverage the same platform, social media, and in some time, then be patient. Be patient, because everything that I've said will not happen in 1 year. So be patient, and eventually you will be victorious here at the end of the day.
Great, great. Quickly, are
Yeah.
you disturbed about the current results? You tell me, I've read a lot of people's opinion on this. 77% scoring 200 and below, or below 200 and
uh,
on par top, like me, that feels that this is nothing new. This is not the first time we've seen situations. Is it Bamidele Emmanuel that was on this channel with me some days ago? The guy, I think, one of our footer products in you doing very well in US now. I think I asked him the same question. He's taught quite a number of you guys are scholars. I'm not a scholar. I'm just opportune to be a PhD candidate in Nigeria. Many of you do not
mm.
do your graduate in Nigeria. But what is your thoughts? And if you are disturbed, uh, how do you think the ugly narrative, looking at the fact that 65% of Nigerian population is below the age of 29 years, quite a number of these students are either in higher institutions or they are still seeking for admission. Is it important
Mm.
that I want to put some of these questions together? Is it important that when somebody failed JAM or UTME once or twice, he or she must forcefully go to higher institution? Is it a must? Uh, I've been invited to a lot of fora where I've said I will one day maybe I will be like Peter Thiel. If a student that I feel that is very enterprising, entrepreneurial, very audacious, daring. Instead of him, why can't he drop out? I've seen quite a number of students not finishing university and they are still doing very well in the marketplace today, most especially the ones that are very entrepreneurial, that have taken entrepreneurship as a very important tool or veritable tool to shape their life and move to the next level. How do you see all these all these issues around education, around our young people not paying attention to what matter, and is it a must that every young person must be at one higher station than the other?
Well, to answer you, first of all, I would say I was really, really shocked when I saw the report. I was very shocked. I'm one of those that I how do I put it? I I have a problem with 180 being the cutoff because that has been the cutoff in the last 5 years now. And I keep asking myself, are we bringing down the quality or we are supposed to be bringing it up or at best maintain it? We all know that you should not consider pass mark anything lower than 200 over 400. That's not a pass mark. That's failure because 200 over 400 is 50%. Okay, so if you can't score 50% in a university entry exam that is standardized, and I must tell you that the UTME or the UME exam is actually, or the UME is standardized. That's why it's difficult. You have to prepare very well. You have to prepare very well for you to pass. If you don't, that's when the failures will kick in. And so when they brought it down to 180, I really had a big problem with it. Now it's even worse. 70%, over 70%, 77, 76% scoring below 200 is worrisome. Is worrisome actually. A lot of people have associated it with social media. Some have said many young people think school na scam, so they're not showing enough interest. The truth of the matter is, I know that we don't have dull people. Gen Zs are very intelligent, okay? I'm aware that they are very, very intelligent. I teach them, so I see how they act, how they know things. The funny thing is, so why are they failing? Why are they failing? I think it's an issue of distraction and lack of interest. Okay, it's distraction and lack of interest. And the moment they start getting distracted and lacking interest to study, from SS3 crossing to the university, then you know we have a big problem. That means if they find a way to bundle them into the campus, they will still carry that apathy up and down the campus. They will still carry it, and that is exactly the reason why some of them won't show up to lectures. They will submit their assignments late. They will fail their tests. The failure rate is still high on campus. It's the same. It's that lack of interest as well as distractions from social media largely. So really, it's a big problem. How will it be solved? I don't even know because we probably need to repackage our assessments in a way to test them. Hello? Okay. We probably need to repackage the way we assess them in a way that is more interesting and engaging to this generation. That's just what I would say. If not, we will continue to say They are not intelligent, they are not smart, they are just failing. And that's not true. That's not true. They are smart, they are intelligent, they are just disconnected. We have to look for a way to reconnect them. That's just that, and that means our education system needs some innovative changes across board. Innovative changes across board that will meet the demands of today, because we have a generation that is different from the other generations that we know. They are different from the millennials, my generation. They are different from, obviously, the Gen X's and the baby boomers. So we have to redesign, I would say. If not, we'll continue to have a notion that they are not smart, they are not intelligent, and that is not true. I think they are disconnected. We have to look for a way to reconnect them, because they are going to make up the large percent of Africans in the next 10 to 20 years. And they say the young people of the world will be from Africa. It's this generation that will make it up. So if we keep treating them like they are nothing, they don't know anything, our tomorrow will be in which hands? Because they are the ones that will automatically hold the continent, be the resource, the human resource from the continent to the rest of the world. So we need to start thinking very deeply on how to engage, reconnect them, make sure that they are armed with the necessary skills so that when I'm 70, I will have peace. I have peace. It's not that I'm 70 and I'm thinking to myself, do I need to go and walk again? Because these young dudes don't know what they are doing. So we just need to get it right. I think it's a whole new overhaul of the system to reconnect them back to what they're supposed to be doing. That's my advice.
Wow, that is fantastic. I pray you are so passionate, very much passionate about young people, and I pray they listen. Uh, One thing about life is this: uh, everybody might not be successful, everybody
Yeah.
might not be rich, but everybody, like you said, has a talent, has a potential, has something going, or that will go for him or her.
Yeah.
They uh, if somebody decides to keep complaining about every bad thing that is happening in life, uh,
Mm.
it's also a choice. Maybe you see that the glass cup is half filled or half
Yeah.
empty. We both are right. It's just the way individual is seeing it.
Yeah. It's perception. Yeah.
In your ranking order, uh, okay, before I go with that, before I ask that question of ranking order, you talked about sacrifices, staying in Nigeria. If you have to have that same opportunity again, that you are just rounding up your PhD, today, with the way Nigeria is, probably, I don't see the way Nigeria is, so it is what I'm just
Mm-hmm.
hearing that people, I don't know. I have watched the man who built America, and I know it is going to be leaders, not politicians, entrepreneurs, researchers that contribute immensely uh, to build a nation. Will you say
Mm.
you're going to take that decision to stay back in your sincere thoughts? If it has to be, you have to take that decision again. And I'm asking that question in respective to the fact that some people, some school of thought, believe that our environment determines largely how successful we are going to become in life, or how uh, maybe unsuccessful. Somebody said if
Yeah.
Elon Musk is an indigene of South Africa. If he has been in South Africa till now, he wouldn't have amounted to much. Do you belong to that school of thought? And if you have to take that decision again to remain in UK after finishing your PhD, will you have taken that decision if it is today, or you are still
Mm.
coming as of today?
That's a very mind-provoking question, actually. But let me set it straight that the reason I came back isn't because it wasn't because I wanted to come and maybe be a savior and do something for my country. That wasn't really the reason why I came back. I came back because I signed a document. So if the situation repeats itself and there was no document, I won't come back. I'll stay over, um, develop myself, but have the mind to come back at some point, because as I told you, I've always been this person, maybe because of the family I was raised in, which is a life of significance, a life of legacy. I would have still come back at some point to come do certain things, but maybe not immediately. But my coming back wasn't because of my patriotism to the country. I'll be honest, that wasn't it. It was because of my integrity. Okay, there are two different things. I signed a document with my employer, and my employer demanded that I have to come back, and I did. But knowing well that I now needed to come back, I didn't come back grudgingly, because that's how some people have done. They come back grudgingly, and every day of their life, they are complaining with regrets why they came back. But you can't see that on my face because the moment I landed, I I accepted the fact. So there is something again that I do. I don't bother myself with things I cannot change. I focus my energy on things I can change. So when I came back and I saw that the country, okay, certain things are still there, the power is still a problem. For example, you can see behind me, they've taken the power. That's why I'm sweating a lot. I'm even considering how to tell you that I need a second to go and put on the generator, because now I'm just sweating profusely. Now, this is part of the issues. See, the power is gone. The only reason why you're seeing me is because, oh, he's now back, as if they can hear me. Oh my God. Is now back as if they can hear me. The only reason why you could see me is because of the ring light that is here, powered by my laptop. But I'm glad they brought it back, so the whole sweat will stop soon. Now, but these are the issues. But let me tell you something. Power. I don't work, I'm not the minister for power, so I can't solve that problem. So rather than think about all this, all that, I just solve the one I can, which is get the generator and make sure you always have fuel to put in it. I've sorted out my power issues. The next is internet. Make sure that you have internet continuously so that you can always do anything you want to do. And for me, I'm big on entertainment. In my spare time, people think I read. I don't read, I watch movies. So I make sure that my Netflix is, I subscribe. My Amazon Prime, I subscribe, right? And what is it called? My DSTV, subscribed. The amount has gone up. I don't care. I'm still paying because I must watch all the matches. What am I saying? I'm doing everything I can to make sure I live the life I want, even if I am here. So I have stopped thinking about things I cannot regulate. Instead, I'm thinking about how to get enough finances to get the things that will make me comfortable. Okay, so even though I came back to the country, to be honest, I'm not thinking a lot about all these issues. Instead, I've just focused on my assignment, which is continue the impact you are making. Because I understand that that alone is giving me enough joy, is making me not to feel regrets, is making me feel I've done the right thing. Because the reason why you always focus on negatives, if there is no result that is positive around you. For me, I keep seeing this positive result. So it keeps encouraging me to do more. I look around me, I see the issues, but I don't want to think about them because I know I can't change them. I can't. But the ones I can, I'll work on. Okay, so for example, when I saw that access to equipment, research equipment is a problem, I saw that it's something I could solve through a platform if I'm able to aggregate all the research labs. And I tried to solve it through a company that I started. So those are the kind of things I do. I use my head to try to solve problems that I can. Those ones that I can't, I don't bother to stress. So, and I won't lie, this is how I've been able to fit into the system easily without much complaints, because my colleagues complain. Oh. If you know how they complain, and I can understand how much do they really pay us as a lecturer. But if everything you earn is from the salary, then you will complain bitterly. And for me, everything I earn is not just from that. I diversify. There are many things I get some money from. From my training, different things I do that I get money from. As a result, it's making me not to complain that much. Am I 100% comfortable? Do I have everything? No. But look, okay, let me say I am comfortable. I have enough to handle my needs. The issue with humans is they want to have excess. That's the issues with humans. They want to have more than enough so that they can waste, throw around, spend around, and shy, yeah, this one. But for me, I have just enough to take care of my needs. And maybe that's the reason why I'm not complaining that much. But for me, just to wrap up, for me, my returning to the country wasn't necessarily a patriotic thing. It was an integrity thing because I signed a document that I needed to honor, and I honored that document.
Okay.
December 2023 was when I paid off my debt. So from 2024, if I want to travel to the moon, I can go. So I've paid my debt, but I'm still here anyway. I'm still here. Yeah. Hello. Hello. I don't know if you can hear me. Hello.
Hello, Babajide.
Yes, I'm back. I'm here. I lost you there for a while.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry. I don't want to be apologizing on breaking all this network issue. I quickly switched to another network, and I saw that
okay.
MTN is fucking up. Uh,
Oh,
Now, I listened carefully to you about uh, your story about how and why you have to return back, and it's purely, like you said, based on value system. And one of the value systems that you have chosen is integrity, which I believe it doesn't matter whatsoever situation anybody is. It's very important to choose what we call integrity. Very, very important. Uh, on your way to success, now, two questions in that part.
yeah.
Have you ever been rejected? I know, yes, I know. Quite a lot of times when you are applying for scholarship, you've told your stories how you received a lot of no's. At, at points like that, in circumstances like that, what are your coping strategies before you now get? I've heard you talking about patience. I listened to you when you mentioned the word patience. What are the top three coping strategies you think that you could highlight to be what keep you going in those periods of rejection? And the second part is this: have you been backstabbed by people? How did you handle it on your way going climbing this ladder of success? How did you handle that? And the third part, you have just less than, I was told I have just 5, 6 minutes to end this podcast. And
Okay.
I still have two questions to ask aside this. So it will help me to manage that time as much as possible. I've talked about rejection. I talked about backstabbing. And number three, on your way climbing this ladder of success, how do you handle distractions? You've mentioned quite a number of qualities that is quite fascinating. Daily distractions, uh, you know, you know it, we all know it. No electricity, sometimes a whole lot of distractions internally, externally. How do you, how are you handling these three special cases? You can just do that for me in less than 2 minutes. I will appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. So for the first one, which is I think is rejections. How have I handled rejections? The funny thing is that I came into the world of scholarships through rejections, through rejections actually, because my first international scholarship that I ever won, I had lost out of 25 applications, I had lost 23 and I won the last two. So that just introduced me to the world of rejections. And then I developed a thick skin. I realized that it's part of the game. It's part of the game. So the moment I realized that it's part of the game, it doesn't get to me anymore. Okay. I still got a rejection three days ago. I applied for one opportunity in Sweden and I got a rejection 3 days ago. But it hasn't stopped me from keep applying. I keep applying. So that's it. It's normal. That's number one. The second question, have I ever been backstabbed? Well, um, I don't. It's hard for me to say. Have I ever been backstabbed? I don't know. I don't have friends that will backstab. That's the thing. I've had issues where I don't think I have, because my inner circle's friends, they are just great. They are great. They are supportive. However, something has happened to me before where I felt not backstabbed, but I felt a bit bad. I felt bad about it. And what happened? I helped this student who came to, not a student, but a graduate. She's working in a company. She approached me and said she needed a scholarship. I was guiding her. And when she won, she went to her page and she was seeing different people and excluded me. Excluded me. I wasn't mentioned at all. Wow, I was really surprised. I could have just left, but my mind said, no, ask her why would she do this when you held her by the hand through the process and she was thanking different people and she couldn't mention your name at all. So I wrote her, I said, but I don't why didn't you mention me at all to acknowledge the assistance I gave? Do you know what she said? She said, Shebi, I paid since I paid you, you don't need any acknowledgements anymore. That's what she said to me. That day, oh my God, I felt really bad. I said, wow. So because I put financial value on my time, you now think you don't owe me gratitude? Wow. That's the only thing I know, that in this journey of helping people, it really got to me. But after her case, I didn't care anymore. I told myself I would stop doing things with an expectation that people should be grateful. Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello, yes, I lost your third question. I can't recall what that question. The third question, please. You said the first one is rejection. The second one is, have I ever been backstabbed? I can't remember the third one. What was the third one?
Okay. Great. I think these are much more like life skills. Like something we call life skill sets. Uh, as you are sharpening your professional skills, career skills, enhancing your knowledge base, building your mental capacity, you have to, it's also very important that one build is or our life skills. Uh, life skills are very, very useful on the way to the top. We're going to meet a lot of kind of different
Yeah,
people. We're going to meet obstacles, obstructions. At that level, it's going to
yeah.
be either your SQ, your EQ, that is going to be very relevant and might not necessarily be your IQ. Uh, it's very important to address topics like this. One of the reasons why many people fail, or some struggle, or many people struggle in life and fail is not necessarily because they do not have that wherewithal, or that educational uh, status. It's also because they
Yes.
could not build some certain coping strategies uh, to help them along the way. How do you overcome distractions? How do you
Okay.
win over backstabbing from people and not being dejected, being down because of that? And quite an interesting experience you have there. Uh, I deliberately asked you that question because I know the many of you guys in academics uh, have noticed. I'm sorry, people in academics. My wife is also a lecturer. She always feel like my wife always feel like do I always have something against lecturers? No, but I feel that many people in academics need sound mind. You cannot impact people if you don't have sound mind. If your life is not organized, and if you are not well tailored in building some of these coping strategies. So fantastic. Thank you, Babajide, for those words and sharing your experiences with me on my podcast. Uh, Two
Thank you
things.
so much
What two
for
things do
having
you
me.
think you are
Thank
going
you.
to do? So I have just two last questions, and in 1 or 2 minutes we're out of here. The second to the last, but not the least, is what two things do you think you are going to do in your? The question I always ask quite a number of people around that is, what is your next 5 years plan or 10 years plan? But the way I want to ask you is that, what two things do you think you are going to do in your attempting to become a vice chancellor? Uh, University, maybe in
Ah.
the next 10 years. Yeah, maybe you are going to
Ah.
maybe we are going to wait for you to be the first full alumnus vice chancellor. We have been waiting for a while. Who knows?
Oh God.
Maybe by default,
Oh.
divinity will smile on you to be the first. Jaguar.
Well, in fact, you took me unawares because I've not been thinking about becoming the VC. To be honest, I've not. But yes, a lot of people have been saying that, but I don't know why I've not just been thinking about it. I'm thinking more about becoming a minister, though. I'm thinking more about becoming a minister appointed probably to environment or to education. I can function effectively on either one of them. I'm thinking about becoming a commissioner in my state, though. So I'm saying it here now. I might being a commissioner for education, commissioner for environment in Lagos. When the time comes, I'm available. But then, yeah, let's see how. That's the thing. I don't know what my 5 years is going to be, but I can tell you that I'm building a biogas company. That's for sure. I'm going to build a biogas company, the first commercial scale biogas company in sub-Saharan Africa. Yes, there you have it. I'm going to build it. So, but then those other ones, especially the VC one, let's see, let's see. You may never know. Let's see. I also have plans to build a university. A university of specialized medicine that is going to. So this is the thing. The university is just going to be a university for medicine, but it's special. The heart, that's the cardiologist, the kidney, what's it called? The liver, the brain, the spinal cord, a neurologist, the muscles, all that. So, because in our universities today, medicine and surgery, we just produce general practitioners, GPs. That's what we produce, general practitioners. But I want to have of specialized medicine that will focus on the kidney, you know, the muscles, the liver, the heart, the brain, the spinal cord, you know, these are specialized areas. Succeed. That means if you have kidney issues, the way we run to India every time, we will not be doing that again because we will have doctors in Nigeria that can perform the operation because they are experts in uh, nephrology, right? The kidney. So, but then let's see how that will happen as well because I can't use my money to, at the end of the day, the plan is to use the money of those I've impacted. I have to bring a community together and make it a university that is like a social enterprise. All the profits of that school will be sent back into the school. Nobody is going to take a profit from it. So, and the moment I put it out there, people will be happy to donate. A good example is University of Manchester. Manchester is fully funded by donations. Almost like 80% of Manchester's funds is by donations. I'm telling you. So I want to be able to create a university where people see what I'm doing. They see I am for real. I really want to solve problems. And then they just begin to throw in money, throw in money. And then I have donors across the world. And then it will be so what's the word? The finances will be transparent. It will be transparent. We will be doing something called should I say, quarterly presentations of expenditure in the public so that everybody would know how the money was spent. And the moment you trust in the fact that nobody is eating anybody's money, I will get more people to put in their money. And that's how I want to build the university. I hope that God gives me the life, the strength, and the capacity to build it. Yeah. Hello?
Sorry.
Okay. So I don't know if I finally answered your question, but you asked for two things, and I think I've given you two things. Hello? Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I'm back. Can you hear me? What you doing? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So
I don't know if
thank
you
you
got
so
what I
much,
said. Did you hear what I said?
Honorable
Okay.
Minister of Education to be. Uh, I will also be very glad if our political space in the nearest future can allow brilliant minds, people that not only having the understanding of the problem, but also have the wherewithal to solve the problem. I'm one of the few believers that believe that governance should not be difficult. Uh, and I hope one day that we'll get to that level whereby Nigeria will experience that paradigm shift and transformation, even in a way that everybody, every Nigerian, will have access to greater opportunities. So thank you. I think the network is going bad a bit on the side. I don't know, maybe it's mine. Maybe you guys can hear me or from Babajide's side. I can't see moving his head again. But if you can hear me, Thank you very much, Babajide Makoli. I so much appreciate you for sharing that time to impact, influence positively, and educate a lot of people. Sometimes it's not that easy to do things like this, but you guys are wonderful. You are fantastic, and I must appreciate you for obliging me to be here. And guys, I will be doing a live video Facebook now, Facebook video tomorrow by God's grace to talk about how you can diversify, uh, how you can pivot. Diversification and pivoting
Mm.
is the way to go now. Don't be stressed about today economy. Don't. Babajide is back. Yeah. Can you hear me now, Babajide? Uh,
Yes, I can hear
yeah.
you.
Awesome. Awesome. So I will say that again. What I've said before. That it's not always easy to catch you guys to bring you despite your busy schedules. So you guys are wonderful. You are wonderful. Thank you for obliging me to do this, to inspire, impact people across. It only takes one person to transform a nation. And I want to believe that through guys
Mm.
like you, leaders will emerge, scholars and transformers will emerge. Like I said,
Mm.
maybe you heard it when I was saying it, that I don't think, I'm one of the few believers that don't think that governance should be difficult. It's all about
Mm.
selflessness. It's all about having the understanding of how things work,
Yeah.
understanding human psychology, how you can build people, how you can build human capacity, and how you can
Yeah.
influence people to do that which is good, to create opportunities, collaborate together, inspire your team. You are a CEO, you are a co-founder. I know every day you inspire your team members, speaking life into
Yeah.
them, encouraging them. That is one of our biggest duties as CEOs, as leaders. And you have been so wonderful in quite a number of platforms that you are building,
Mm.
creating opportunities for people. I have seen a lot of young guys mentioning your name across social media that these people might not even have thought of winning a scholarship or getting an international opportunity to travel outside. And I used to say one of the best form of education is exposure, traveling.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter wherever anybody is, maybe you are in Nigeria, or you are in Africa, or you are in Europe, or you are in Asia, or you are in South America, or you are in North America, or you are in Australia. What is more important is your contributions, your value,
Yeah.
your contribution to the system where you are and back home. Investing in people is the greatest rewarding assets. Investing in
Yeah.
people. I tell people when you empower others, they can go ahead to do electricity, create jobs, do the roads. It's not necessary that it has to be government. But when you concentrate less on people, we could have used this period to sleep, to do other things, but we appreciate God in the way He is empowering us. And it's our responsibilities to empower others. Doesn't matter how much money we have in our bank accounts. So
Yeah.
I think Dr. Honorable Minister to be my lawyer, lawyer honorable. He was the secretary of academics committee when he was the honorable at level of student representative council, the level of Federal University of Technology Student Union in those days. He had a father that integrates one of the few policemen that we can say that they cherish integrity, reputation and they execute it. They did not just cherish it, they did not just talk about it, but they execute it. And the offspring, one of the offsprings, someone like Babajide Macaulay, has been upholding that reputation. And I want to believe as many of you that have jumped on this podcast or we jump on this podcast to listen, we also take that as a challenge to build your capacity, to build your character. It's not just about skill alone, it's also about your character. I must appreciate you, Babajide. So thank you very much for being here with me. I can be with you
Yeah,
for two,
thank you
three
so much.
hours, a lot to discuss, but me and you know that time can be a
Yeah,
very constraint. And of course, you are very active.
it is.
Please, if you are not following Babajide Macaulay, follow him. Uh, he has a lot to dish out, honestly. And we should be very, very serious about serious things. Major on things that nature, not on things that are minor. Don't be settling every fight on social media. Doesn't make sense. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
God
you
bless you,
so much.
Babajide.
I'm really
Thank you so much.
grateful. Thank you.
Take care of
Thank you
yourself.
for
Have
having
a
me.
wonderful
Thank you.
night.
Take care. Yeah, and you too.
Thank
Thank you. Bye bye.
thank you, guys. Thank you so much.